infatuated with the in-between, the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I'll bring it to your city or your hometown. I'll go back in time when the feeling was fine, when funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way, a bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. And keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. It was good in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
And we're live.
And we're back.
Welcome to the Underdog Journey. I'm
Good
West.
stuff.
This guy is West's friend, David. And we
That's
are here
right.
to pump you up with knowledge. Yeah, I went there. And we lost David. And David's gone.
When you're going to do something like that, you got to warn me. I'd have been on board with it, but you got to warn me.
Got to keep you on your toes.
I'm too busy laughing about it to be involved with it. So, all right, that's done. Hey, we talked about we've talked in the past about how much Facebook changes their interactions and how we do stuff. So I actually found today, Matthew Hamlin's watching. Thanks, Matthew, for jumping in here. Hey, Matthew, we want you to text us during the show, after the show. We want to get some contact information from you. We would love to talk to you about what you're doing and kind of highlight your business. Because he gets to work on some really, really cool stuff.
Oh yeah, some of the stories that he's told are amazing.
Well, it's not just the stories. It's the, if you follow him on the Facebook, Twitter sphere thing, I mean, some of the cars and some of the stuff he gets to work on, not just cars. There's actually some, signage and stuff that he does too. It's really nifty. So I'd like to hear more about how he's doing on that, and see if he wouldn't mind coming on and talking about it. So we'll talk to you. Yeah, absolutely. We'll leave some information there because we definitely want to see it, because mainly a guy who can wrap a Lamborghini. I want to know more about the Lamborghini. And he did a Corvette the other day, and I mean, as you know, I'm a Corvette guy. So
I did not know that about you. I've never heard this.
He's got my approval. Yes. So Western Carnahan, what are you imbibing this evening?
David Lee Leffingwell. It is a hot summer day. You said I don't know. We're going there. It's a hot summer day. I am drinking some summer shandy. So not really going craft beer today. Going Leinenkugels. You can't go wrong with Leinenkugels. Summer shandy's amazing. This stuff on a hot day is could get you in real trouble.
Yes.
Because you could drink way too many of them.
You know what? I'm just going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there before I actually get in trouble.
Yeah, we don't need the stories. You keep those for the After Dark show. What are you drinking? What do you got?
Well, I stayed away from the craft too. Of course, I usually typically try to stay away from craft. But I've got water. I've got water tonight. It's delicious. It's got ice in it. It's good.
Oh,
and then as a backup to that water, I got a 6-pack of Guinness.
See, there it is. You got to wait for the punchline. You can't go wrong with Guinness.
There it is, right there.
Guinness is great.
No, you can't. I was just filling Guinness, in honor of the hat that my son got me, which is a actual Boston Scally cap.
Oh, nice. So, that's a great company. We got to get those guys on sometime.
Got to do it. Had to do it. I was like, you know what? I'm going Guinness tonight. So I literally ran down a few hours ago. I was making dinner, and I ran down to the store down the road and grabbed it. And of course, I'm rocking, what my daughter got me as well for Father's Day, which is my Cobra Kai shirt. Remember to strike first.
Nice. That's a great show. I've enjoyed that show.
I do like it. And Matt Hammond would like to remind us that he's drinking Bush Latte.
Bush Latte.
Bush Latte. And there is that saying is actually becoming quite a memed popular slogan. The Bush Latte.
The Bush Latte, is it?
You can get swimming shorts with that on it.
They say Bush Latte.
They also have some that say other words too, but we're not going to go into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can get a cooler. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff out there that use the Bush Latte. That's kind of fun.
If the Bush Beer Company hasn't trademarked that yet, somebody needs to hop on that real quick.
Speaking of trademarks,
we got some pretty interesting news in the business and branding world today. Let me go ahead and share my phone screen here. So, the Ohio State University was awarded the trademark for the word "the." This is something they've been working on for a while. So here's the story. Ohio State University has successfully received a trademark for the word "the." The U.S. Patent and Trademark Office has approved Ohio State's application Thursday by issuing a registration certificate. It allows Ohio State the control of the on clothing, namely T-shirts, ball caps, and hats, and all of the foregoing being promoted, distributed, and sold through channels customary to the field of sports and collegiate athletics.
Yeah, see, I think this is I don't like it. I mean, I'm a Buckeye guy myself, but I don't like it. I don't like it. This would be, we love to pick on Disney, right? We just love to do it.
We do.
This would be Disney trademarking the word magical.
Right. Well, no, not even
fun.
Look this up. This is an actual fact. The word THE is the most commonly used word in the English language. Look it up. That's a fact. And Ohio State just trademarked it. Towards the end of the story, it says, this is not the first time Ohio State has attempted to defend its
Yeah.
trademark on something as simple as a common word. In 2019, it went to court with a high school apparel company, over the letter O. Now, granted, that O
See,
was written in block college-y font, but OSU doesn't own that font, and now they own the
no,
letter. So, oh my gosh, I got nothing nice to say about the situation.
it's a bad. You know, I always tell people that, you know, the worst thing to set is a precedent.
Yes.
You know, you want to avoid setting a precedent, and I think this just continues and is setting a precedent that should never be allowed.
Well,
We are allowing this, and is this in perpetuity? I mean, Disney's coming up on the
yeah.
trademark stuff that they're running into there, that went from 50, 60 years to
Mhm.
I think we're up to 110 years or something like that, and they're working. I mean,
So with Disney, Steamboat
come on,
Willie, the original Mickey Mouse,
yeah,
might go into public domain in
yeah,
2024, I think it is. And here's something else. There are actually people working in Congress right now to revert all of these extensions that Disney was awarded, because originally that
yeah.
that
It was like
IP,
60 or 70 years, so it would if it goes through,
they
Steamboat
could
Willie
lose a
become
lot of
public domain
IP,
instantaneous.
including they could lose a lot of IP, including not just Steamboat Willie, but actually Mickey Mouse,
Yeah,
because Mickey Mouse has been around that long.
yeah.
But
So I mean, it would be moving into the public domain.
yeah,
And you know, I've heard, I've had some people. If we're going to go down this, welcome to the rabbit hole. You know, but before we get started, the first tangent of the night, which is kind of on topic, because I'm going to talk about the topic, because as I read through the agenda that Wes sent over today, I'm talking with him before he showed. I said, Bud, you're on your own tonight.
no,
I
you're
am
gonna like
not-
tonight's
I am
stuff,
nothing
David.
but comic. I am nothing but comic relief and color for the evening, because the agenda is definitely outside of my scope of expertise. So I'm just going to be here making snide comments.
No,
That's
you say
really
this, but
where,
you're
you
gonna
know,
like this stuff that we have on tonight. We have some fun stuff. So tonight's topic is the 3 best content hacks that you need to know. And not only these great hacks, and I hate to use the word hacks, but these are like literally like to develop your content with almost no effort involved at all. And there's some really interesting stuff here. Stuff that we've already talked about in the past, and some brand new stuff that I promise most people watching and listening to this have not even heard of.
oh, I'd like to give a shout out before I get going too far
Sure.
to the Hofbrauhaus, because why would I not?
Of course.
Drinking my Guinness out of the Hofbrauhaus Columbus Beer Run pint glass.
Beer Run? When was this, and why was I not there?
Well, they did. I think this is like their 3rd or 4th year doing it, and they just had it a couple weeks ago for this year. So, oh darn, you're out of luck right now. But
I'm going to call Dennis because I was not invited to this.
If you actually used that Facebook page you have, you would have been invited.
Well, look. Facebook is not made for personal use. It's for business use only.
I think that's LinkedIn, my friend.
It's the LinkedIn of your personal life. That made no sense, but
Yes.
I'm going to use it.
We're going to go with it.
Exactly. I'm going to
All
nickel
right.
every
So
time somebody
you
says
said there's 3 things. There's 3 things we're going to talk about tonight. And where do you want to start on this one?
So these are some fun things. So basically, everybody who's ever thought about starting a business or working on a personal brand, anything along those lines, every single one of them has knows the fact that they need to develop content for a website, for social posts, for ads that they might want to run for their product or service. But most people that you speak to, and I hear this all the time, I know for a fact you've heard this, most people come back and say, yeah, I can't write copy. How am I supposed to write copy? One, I don't have enough time to create content and copy and imagery. And 2, I'm just not very good at it. I don't have the creative background to make all these pretty presentations. I don't want to pay for, expensive stock photos. And copy, I can't afford a copywriter. I'm not good at writing. What are those people supposed to do? Well, there are really easy, and I'm going to show you free ways to do this. Now, you can spend sky's the limit to get this done, but I'm going to show you the free ways to get this done, and the work is in some cases actually done for you. Like for you by AI, which is incredible. So
on this, just as we're at, I told you I was just going to be interrupting with fun little poets here tonight.
Please do.
As you're talking about AI, there is this new thing going around where people program. It's a music bot, and they program a music bot to basically sample XYZ artist for a determinate amount of time. And then the bot itself creates a song in that style.
Really? I didn't know that. We need to use a bot to make some audio for us for this show.
Yes.
If you can find a link to that, let me know.
So I would like to go back in time in my personal LinkedIn, that is Facebook. and there is a post I made about there was a certain group that got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I vehemently protested against, because I'm sorry, I don't believe a band that includes the primary musical instrument is a MacBook Pro is not a band.
You're an old man, David.
I'm an old fogey. I'm old fashioned. You're right. What would give it away?
And it's funny. I've actually been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the majority of the stuff in there has nothing to do with rock or roll.
Yeah,
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying they should rename this museum.
Yes, I don't have a problem highlighting some things, but if you're going to be inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you need to be in the rock and roll genre.
Right. It's like putting it's like putting name of fame. It's like putting James Hetfield into the yodeling Hall of Fame. I mean, sure, he could be in there.
I don't know if he yodels or not, but
that's my point. That's my point.
To me, it's more like putting a world-class baseball pitcher in the farming Hall of Fame.
Sure, why not? It's pretty much the same thing.
Great at what he's doing, but he just simply doesn't belong in this. And now we have literally what the vast majority of these people are utilizing is sample software, a MacBook Pro, running or a Mac of some sort. And now we don't even need the artist because it creates the vocals, it sings the whole software thing.
That's cool. If you can find a link, send it to me. I could be.
Yeah, I'll look it up. You know what? We'll look it up after the show tonight.
I could be a no-show DJ. That's awesome. I could do it.
So you were talking about that, and I believe this is the website you're talking about. Is this person does not exist?
Right. So the first one that we're going to go to is called "This Person Does Not Exist." I'm going to show you this real quick, and then I'm going to get back to my notes here. So I'll bring it up here. This person does not exist. This photo of this very pretty young lady. This is not a real person. Here's an amazing thing. Check this out. I'm going to refresh the page. Not a real person. Not a real person. All of these photos are not real people. Check this out. This guy right here doesn't exist. He's not a real person.
Looks like Loki.
He kind of does look like Loki. Because here's what happens.
He kind of does.
Here's one. So because here's what happens. Here's what this software does. This website uses AI to completely generate these photos. So it'll take, thousands, at least dozens or hundreds in some cases, but sometimes thousands of individual pieces from other photos and construct a completely unique person on the fly for you to use these photos. None of the people on here exist or have ever existed. And none of these photos up until this point have ever existed. Now, here's something that I want to point out to you before we get too far into the description about why this is useful for your marketing or not. Occasionally, the AI doesn't know what to do with extra pieces like hands against
I thought we were just starting to Tinder and just swipe left or right.
Well, and this software could be developed in a lot of different ways for very interesting things. But I want to show you some of the interesting quirks. Interesting quirks. Look at her hand over here. It has teeth. Occasionally, the software doesn't know what to do with some of the extra bits and pieces. Can you see this, David?
I'm covering. I think the image for me is actually covering what you're talking about. Okay. I can see her hand, and I can see that it's flawed, and I can see I can see a few other little flaws in it that clearly means that that leads me to believe that would be digital. Now, if I were to just take a quick glance at it, and there's no reason to identify or go any further, but there was a I think it was Orbit's Gum that ran a campaign a number of years ago where they had a guy who was smiling, big bright white teeth, but had a tooth missing. And but he had an extra arm in the photo.
Right, exactly. I remember
He
that
had an
ad.
extra hand in the photo, and they ran it to show how important the smile was, because this guy had a goofed up smile.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody noticed that he had a third hand.
Yeah, so that was deliberate. So occasionally they've done this
And
deliberately.
it was very deliberate, yes.
But look up here in this upper corner.
look at that back
Occasionally,
there.
some of the flaws are terrifying.
That's Jeff Goldblum right there. That says he was going through the fly.
Exactly. But look at this guy right here. You would never guess this is a fake photo. You'd never guess this is a completely AI-generated photo.
Yeah.
So people might be asking, how is this useful?
Yes. All right. It's fun, but how do I use this to push my business?
Right. Exactly. So some of the things that might be helpful to remember is, how often have you been on a website or even developing a website of your own and you need a stock photo, or you see that another website has used a stock photo and you're like, I recognize that person. I know that's a stock photo. And some of the photos do genuinely look like stock photos. They're posed too good. The person's just a little bit too pretty. In addition, you generally have to pay for stock photos. Good stock photos aren't free. You can go to Google and you can get an image of somebody and you can use it. But if you get caught using somebody else's photo, guess what? You can get sued, or you can have your website taken down. I mean,
if you guys actually need like Fidelity, the auto wrap guy here, Matt Hamlin. If you guys need somebody to do photos, we got a guy. Could be on his way to drink all your bourbon, your tin cup, sitting on your couch back there. But that's what he does, and he does a pretty good job at it. But you and I actually, we were looking at a site built by professionals, that it was a product, and they had basically used, I don't know, Microsoft Paint to cut out around the product one image of the product, and that product was just copied and pasted in several other stock background pictures. You remember this?
Oh, I do. I do.
You remember this? And we're sitting there going, it literally, all the shadowing, the shading, everything, none of it worked. It was just one of the, I don't want to say the chintziest, but you could definitely tell there wasn't a care taken into it. So, I mean, just even seeing that right there, not a real person, that's good. And, you know, it's one of the things that people like you and I, when we're going through a website and we're scrolling through things, these are the things that catch us, that catch our eye and kind of bring our attention to it is, wait a minute, this is just recycled.
Right. And since all of these photos are completely generated on the fly by this AI system, they're not recycled. Nobody will ever see that photo of that person ever again. It's completely unique. Yeah. And here's something else. So, you know, going back to the idea that we've all seen these recycled stock photos of people. We all know this guy here. So I'm going to bring this guy's thing up here. Not him. But this guy,
I know him. His name is Jim.
Hide the Pain Harold. We've all seen this guy. He's become a meme.
Yeah.
But we all know him because it started out as stock photography. And so the problem is, you know, if somebody has a very distinctive look, like they've just been kicked in the nuts and they're trying to cover up the pain, this is, you know, you recognize that person over and over and over again.
That is not now I gotta that is not kicked in the nuts pain right there.
Well, if you're on the
that is other pain, but
maybe personal life pain. Your wife just left you.
That is not kicked in the giblets pain.
All right. Well, here's another example. So, do you remember healthcare.gov? We're not getting political here, but do you remember healthcare.gov?
I've never utilized it, so luckily.
I don't mean this to bring this up for political reasons. I'm not to go to political reasons.
I remember the website for a lot of wrong reasons.
Not bringing it up for political reasons. No politics here. But this young lady who was on the front of healthcare.gov was a stock photo model. She posed for these a couple of years earlier, and she had no idea what her photos were going to be used for. And they ended up on the front of this, unfortunately at the time, very controversial website. And she received a lot of bad publicity from people who didn't like the website, and it actually affected her career in other ways. But you could actually go on to like iStock, and I think Getty Images had some of her stuff, and you could actually go and get these exact same photos, and other companies had. And since then, it's pretty much destroyed any possibility of her doing stock photos again. But
I don't think she's doing them now.
No, but those are some real consequences of using stock photos. You don't know who else is using the stock photos.
Yeah.
So just simple things like AI-driven stock photos. I mean, it's can be a lifesaver, and it's all for free. And look how good some of these are.
Yeah.
Granted, check this out. So there are some flaws. There's some errors. It doesn't do well with faces right next to faces. This guy's next to a burn victim, I guess. Let's get another one here.
Ooh, easy, man. Jeez.
No, it was rough. It was rough because here's the thing. I'm going to share.
No, I'm looking at Shannon Black's comment.
Oh, I'm guessing it was political.
Yeah, don't put that up. No, it's not political.
Well, all I see is unknown user. I'm guessing that's Shannon Black. So, but
yeah, it probably is.
So the thing is, I recommend going to this website, thispersondoesnotexist.com, just to see some of the photos it comes up with, because they're amazing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do, just for fun, I want to share with you some of the better flaws that have come up. So check this out.
Well, yeah. Okay. Do you all remember our show on big data? And
the one that we got,
what they do and sell your data, collect your data, and it's all so. Where do you think these images are generated from?
You wouldn't be insinuating that the big social media companies, who in their terms of service say that they own all content that you post, would be selling or making available any of those photos.
Oh, I'm not insinuating that. I'm saying that's exactly what's happened. There's no insinuating about it. I mean, it's what it comes. And when we all click that button that we don't read, I accept terms and agreements or terms of service, the TOS, done. I mean, it's just, It doesn't matter whether we approve of it or not. We approved it.
Right.
All right. So I'm guessing you've gotten some gems.
I got a couple okay ones. So I'm going to share this one with you first. Right. I was running the thing on my phone, and the AI doesn't understand hats. It doesn't understand hats. Check out this lady's hat.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
Her hat is either made out of human flesh, or I would guess an uncooked salmon fillet. I don't know what's happening, but AI does not understand hats, is what we've learned here. Let's go to another thing here. Oh, she has a head wound, and she's next to Sloth from the Goonies. I'm not sure what's happening. So that's
love chunk.
That's rough. Oh, here's another one that's horrifying.
Holy shit, that's Picasso.
Exactly. So AI doesn't always work. But generally speaking,
this is why I am not afraid of robots taking over.
Right. So some of the errors that it's produced are nightmare inducing. But generally speaking, thispersondoesnotexist.com is amazing. The technology and the AI that goes into it are incredible. But here's something else I want to show before we get to the next game changer as far as content production. So we have this person.
You guys.
So we have thispersondoesnotexist.com. Now, what would happen? So we've all kind of seen, probably seen mostly in ads, these apps that you can get on your phone where you can take a photo of somebody and it'll use kind of a deep fake AI type technology to mimic their face, so it looks like they're speaking to you, right? Have you seen these? Okay, so
I've seen a couple of instances of it, but all of it is better than the season 2 ending of Mandalorian.
So I do want to try this out. I want to see what happens if we take a completely AI generated face and have another AI animate that face. It'll be a brand new person speaking for the very first time. Let's give this a shot. So
right,
we're going to
you're going to do it. You're going to do this right now.
Let's do this right now. So we need I would say we probably need a face that's like straight on. Otherwise, it could get wonky. No, some of these faces are really good. I can't believe how realistic these people look.
There you go, right there.
Let's try
That's
this
pretty
person. Okay, so let's take a screenshot of this person. Okay, screenshot.
Okay.
Now let's find one of these apps here.
Whoa. Go back. Holy mother of God. Look at that. See.
Okay, so
we can't be friends anymore, bro.
Don't comment on the apps on my phone. All right, so
Gee, Christmas. No, look at all that. And you got all those little banners up. Gee, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I used my phone. All right, so let's get started with this thing. Let's try lots of pictures of my cat. Thank you to my son.
Fine.
So we're going to upload this face that we just took a screenshot of, this AI-generated face, and we're going to see if this app can animate this fake face. And think about you've been hearing a lot lately over the last couple of years about deep fakes.
I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but
okay, so I don't know. Start free trial for 3 days. I don't care. All right. No, I don't got here. Okay. Either way.
Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the time is done, we'll take our leave.
How do you call that expensive? Look what you just
To
did.
hear this right now.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is, but you did it.
I did it for free, and I don't really care to do it again, which is why I'm not going to pay $20 a year.
Can you write the script for what that person
Soon
is saying?
may the Wellerman come
No,
to bring
basically
us
what would
sugar
happen
and tea
is,
and rum. One day when the time
would
is
access
done,
the
we'll
camera on
take
your
our
phone.
leave and
It would see what your face
I
is
don't know who
doing
needs to hear
and
this
mimic
right
your
now,
facial expressions
but
and head movements onto the photo. So that's what would happen. Now, in this case, these facial expressions are part of a demo thing, which is kind of why it's wonky. It's probably sped up a little bit. I'll bet if we were like moving it back into that normal pace, this face could be moving and looking at least somewhat real. Now, it's not perfect because
it's
on
not bad. I mean, if you're
again, hang on. But again, David, you're getting ahead of yourself. It doesn't look bad, but it's on a phone, and we just did it for free. Imagine if you put this kind of technology into a real computer with real processing power.
I don't know who needs to hear this right now.
hold on.
What's happening here?
Can you hear that?
No.
What's going on?
So apparently this thing is making noise. So hold on, they're getting ready to bring me up
sugar and tea and rum. One day when the talking is done, we'll take our leave and go.
We're playing
I
the
don't know who needs to
Wellerman.
hear this right now,
And then fart noises.
but
Okay, so this thing is making fart noises and playing the Wellerman. The she
All right.
shanty.
I didn't realize there was audio
So-
because I had the audio turned off on my phone, but apparently the audio is still making it into my computer. So Facebook, please don't ding us for copyrighted music.
Get out of here, you bum.
So I
All
just
right,
turned off that audio.
No, we could not hear that.
I just turned off that audio. I didn't realize it was happening. I didn't have that audio flowing
So
back to
Shannon
me.
Black says yes, it is.
Thank you, Shannon Black. But the fact that we just did this for free on a phone is pretty mind-blowing as far as technology goes. You couldn't have done this a couple of years ago. Imagine where it's going to be a couple of years from now.
Yes. We'll be able to have fart noises from Jimmy Buffett.
Well, look, I didn't develop the app. So, if you hear Jimmy Buffett farting, it's not my fault.
So we might have to go in and do something. We'll wait for Facebook to tell us whether we just got dinged or not. But
Probably.
although
Probably.
there's been a lot of that Wellerman going around, and I've been following the band who actually does that. There's the young lady who does the bagpipes with him called. You can look her up. Her name's Allie the Piper, and she is wicked.
I think you've talked about her before.
She just today, she had a post out today that was talking about, and she went through making her kilt and putting an outfit together with her custom kilt from Kilt USA or something like that.
Interesting.
But it's pretty cool. So if you get a chance, look it up and take a look because it is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And I don't know where that place is, but I see it. But the one of the things that impresses me and really took me down that rabbit hole with that group is the guy who sings bass for them. Man, he has a voice that just blows your mind. It's crazy.
Okay.
All right, so this chick does not exist.com. You can check that out on West's Grinder page.
Boy, I got to send you these agendas way earlier in advance because some of your color commentary is very, very colorful.
I would like to remind you that you are the one who usually brings up the Grinder app.
I am? When was the last time I've
yes.
ever talked about Grindr?
Well, it's been a while, but I can go back on this show and show you where you have used that before.
Okay.
So
I will
back
take
to
your
the
word for
agenda.
I will take
Don't take my word for it. It's been recorded.
All right.
All right. So
all right. So this next
one is actually the one I'm actually quite interested in. I think it'll be cool.
So this next one, we've actually spoken about before. It's been a while, but we've spoken about it, which is Canva. So for those of you who don't know, Canva is a graphic design tool essentially, and you can use it for everything from basic photo editing to social posts, PowerPoint presentations, all kinds of things. And it does have a paid subscription level, which is $12.95. But the free version, which I'm going to show you here in a second, is incredible. I've never actually paid for Canva, and I've used quite a lot of the stuff on there. So let me go ahead and switch screens here. So Canva, when you first sign up and this is a free account, all of the stuff I'm going to show you, you can do for free. So you can do things with video editing, presentations with moving elements, logo design. If you're starting a business and you want a logo, you can't design a logo, you don't want to pay for it, guess what? Sign up for a free Canva. You have it right here. Instagram posts, flyers, resume layouts. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
I think Canva, I didn't know this at the time, but I think Canva might have been where I bought my last resume template.
Okay. Yeah, I totally believe it.
Which was wicked. I mean, I got the job I wanted, so I guess it worked.
Right, totally.
But it was an amazing layout.
Right, absolutely. I mean, let's just open it up right now and see what they got. So these are their resume templates. After it loads, it's a little slow. Plus, my internet's not super great because I'm streaming. Let's see. One of these days, we got nothing else to do. So AT&T,
Nicole,
thank you.
Nicole, one of our people called Nicole Leffingwell.
Never heard of her.
Anyway, she says she loves Canva.
It's great. I mean, check these out. So these are all just. I mean, and we're just looking at the resume templates. So here, if your name happens to be Olivia Wilson, this is perfect for you. But no, you can actually go in here, change your photos. You can change, all of the different parts in here, and this is all free. All of this stuff, professional, high quality stuff. So, look at this. This is incredible. You can go in and edit any part of this. We can also go back to the home section and look at some other things. I mean, again, the video editing, everything you can imagine.
Just because I think this is going to be very relevant coming up here in the near future. As
Do you need to
people
write a
are
new
going
resume?
to be hunting for jobs, people will be doing resumes. Just go to Canva and get your resume template. Most of those carried an image on them. And as a guy who has fished through literally hundreds and hundreds of resumes and, made the decisions on hiring people or who was going to get the next step and continue on, those things, when they have images, the image of the person, and, it's not just it's something that attracts the eye to it. It's very valuable. And even if you had to pay $12 to get to one of them, which I think I paid something along those lines for one, it's definitely worth it. So we have one of the studio audience in.
We do. I'm not sure where the other one is, but we got this guy. How's it going, buddy?
What's cracking, Lachlan?
Hey, what have you been doing this week?
Summer camp.
Summer camp?
Yeah, it's only a 5-day camp.
So he's been going to summer camp. He's been going to, so we have some Indian caverns here in Central Ohio.
Oh, okay.
And they do a summer camp.
Up there at Olentangy?
Yeah. So he's been doing that. So what kind of things did you do at summer camp?
I don't.
Did you find fossils and gems?
Yeah, but there's so much I don't want to tell.
There's so much he doesn't want to tell. It's a secret.
Yeah, just so much.
Oh, buddy, that sounds awesome.
I would be able to remember it all.
Oh, he can't remember it all. There's so much fun. All right, you want to say hi and then you need to go?
That's.
Hi.
Yeah, I usually, if I have too much fun, I can't remember it either. Probably for different reasons.
Hopefully for very different reasons. He's only 7, so we'll see. But
So, I lived there for 23 years. And I wanted to go to the Olentangy Indian Caverns as soon as I found out they were there, probably within the first 4 or 5 months. 23 years, never made it. Never made it to them.
Well, when you come back, we got to do a show from there, maybe.
I think the streaming service might not be that good inside
There might have been Wi-Fi in there. I don't know. Put some Wi-Fi routers inside the caves.
Yeah. Actually, using I got to put my voice on here. You can use Honeywell's 5-plex BDA with cellular communications and actually amplify that signal in the cave and out of the cave, where it would actually function that way.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yes. So you could set up a fiber DAS and we could go through the whole entire thing and create a cellular network inside of there that would work just fine.
Right? Exactly. Look, I mean, if there's one thing that the natural beauty of the cave system needs is good Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I mean, I know you said that all like, but I agree.
Look.
So,
yeah.
Canva. So yeah, I was saying before we went over there, if you're going to be looking for a job, if you're going to be setting stuff out there, spend a little time on that initial resume, something that's going to make an impact.
100%.
You're 1 in a million.
And look, here's the thing, and we should do a whole show just on job searching. One of the greatest things about job searching is it gives you a really good opportunity to put a lot of social content out there, because a lot of companies, especially when you're going for a mid to high level position, they will do their research on you on social media. They're going to look at your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Instagram, all of the fun stuff, your Twitters, and they're going to see what you're posting.
What?
And when you post, this high quality content, you're going to look that much better. So, things like Instagram posts. Now, we're not going to look at Instagram posts because there's already a million apps that will do this for you. Let's look at simple things like presentations here. Let's say, so I've actually gone for interviews at places where they wanted a PowerPoint presentation.
I've done it. The job I have now, I had to do it.
Exactly.
I had to put a whole presentation on. Mm-hmm. There used to be a software, and it's changed. It used to be more of a PowerPoint on steroids. Mm-hmm. It used to be called Prezi.
Yeah.
And it was a great piece of software. Now it's still available. It's changed its model a lot, but it's still available. It's not quite what it used to be. It kind of went a different direction, but this is Canva for presentations.
Right. I remember Prezi. And here's something not a lot of people realize, and we should do a whole episode just on Google Suite apps. But Google, if you have a Gmail account, they actually have their version of PowerPoint. I can't remember what it's called, a presentation or something. And it's identical. It's a clone of PowerPoint. So let's say you don't want to pay for PowerPoint. You don't know how to use PowerPoint. One, you can build it in Canva. You can export it and do some fine tuning in Google, and you're all set to go. You don't need to know PowerPoint to do this stuff, especially with tools like Canva.
Yeah. So just for all those of you in Rio Linda, West absolutely loves all of the Google Suite.
Because they're great tools. Because they're great tools and they're free. That's why.
They're free, and he can access them from anywhere because everything stays up here. It's not local. So when he's making a change, if his battery dies, guess what? It doesn't matter. It's up there.
Absolutely.
It resides in the cloud.
It lives in the cloud. And here's something else I do. I'll make a PowerPoint presentation, or I'll make an Excel deck. Excel spreadsheet, not deck. I was thinking PowerPoint. An Excel spreadsheet. And I'll save it in Google Docs. And guess what? Not only anywhere that I go, I can access it on my laptop or my phone. The rest of my team can too, as long as I share the link. So I could have multiple people working on this document anywhere in the world. And it's free. It's 100% free. Why wouldn't I do that?
So we have Matt Hamlin here who put up, I wish Google had a free QuickBooks. That is something I usually keep a notebook right here so that I can make notes when I come across something. That's something after the show I want to talk about. I want to talk about, bookkeeping software.
Mm-hmm.
and ways to utilize it, ways to leverage it, because Quicken, who owns QuickBooks, those things get they grow in cost, not always in usability. Sometimes big companies love to create something and then try to create a product, then try to drive demand, as opposed to finding a problem and creating a solution where the demand will drive itself. They
Right.
do it a little backwards.
Exactly.
So what you're showing me on the screen here, man, if I'm kind of hoping, because I talked to you a little bit earlier about a job thing I was talking about, and I'm kind of hoping now that they're like, hey, I need you to put together a presentation, because if I do, I'm going to Canva and I'm going to build my presentation in Canva.
Right. There's no reason not to. These are they are actually professionally built presentations, and
these are all free right here.
These are all free. And here's the great thing. Look, you saw me add these slides here from one presentation. Let's say I like this layout from this presentation. Well, I just add a slide. I can add this over here. And then you can go in and the colors don't match. Oh darn. I can still go in and I can edit the colors, the font, the imagery. I can do anything in here and then save it out when I'm done.
That's very cool. It's very cool. So as you're building, and this is one of the focuses that I have been, actually, we've kind of been on. So let's say you have $1 million in marketing money.
Mm-hmm.
You can throw $1 million out there. Just $1 million can go real quick. Just so you guys know.
Sure can.
And it can go real quick. And let's say you get a 20% return on that. So you get your $1 million back and then another $200,000. If you use the tactics and kind of some of the stuff that we have shown over the past 102 episodes as of tonight, 102 episodes as of tonight, which means in 2 weeks we'll be at 104, which means that'll be our 2-year anniversary. Oh boy. So using those, you could take that $1 million, shrink that down to $200,000 and still get your $1.2 million back by focusing and warming your leads, by creating your avatar, your customer profile. We've talked about it at crazy, and these things that we're showing you tonight, these are all tools that you're able to use, and every one of them have a free version or very limited cost to them that you can take your lower budget self, and even if you're not lower budget, I don't care if you've got $1 million, you can still use these tactics, and the return on the investment, the ROI on this, is just astronomical.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a much better use of your money and a much, much better use of your time, because once you create this stuff and it's been focused down using all the things we've talked to you guys about in the past, you're able to target these things, and we can show you ways, and we have shown you ways on how to target people in LinkedIn, to do a complete campaign targeting one person. We've shown you guys that. And now you're able to present them with a quality website with not stock photos, with kicked in the Jimmy Steve or whatever his name is. And now we've got a great presentation that you're able to put in front of them as well. And thus far you have spent $0.
100%.
Zero.
Look, yeah.
So if your budget's $1, you can afford this. If your budget's $0, you can also afford this.
I mean, check this out. There's flyer templates here that are incredible. Business card templates. If you can't design a business card, guess what? Just copy this guy, enter your information, you're good to go. Blog banners, things like that. How often have you thought about writing a blog and you don't know where to start, especially the banner that can go on the website? Guess what? You have it right here. Which brings us to our next.
Scroll up so we can see more, because it's kind of behind us.
Oh, it's kind of behind us. I can't. It's at the bottom of the thing. But but either way, either way. So we get your point. Yes. So presentation, social media, video editing, print production, marketing, office, and so much more. It says infographics. If you want to build an infographic, all of this, and this is all
You
just
know what?
on the
Pull that up.
free version.
Pull that up. I actually want to take a look at the infographics. I kind of want to see what they've
Sure.
got there. Look at there. And while you're pulling that up and it's loading, I have a note here from, a comment from Matt Hamlin who says, I pay for QuickBooks and a CPA. And that's one thing that I think a lot of people don't think about. When you have, let's say you have, and I had in my old company, we had what we called our accountant, but she was technically just a bookkeeper.
Mhm.
And then we took the books and that went to the actual CPA. And that's
Right.
something that, that is a business management episode that will absolutely bore every single one of our viewers to tears because what show is it we always joke about being dry?
Oh, the
And
algorithm show? That
the
was rough.
algorithm show. The algorithm show will be on fire compared to this level of show because
True.
when you start talking about accounting and bookkeeping, there's no color commentary. It is Ben Stein narrating the dictionary.
It's true, but it's
It is-
necessary. It's all stuff that people
Yes.
need to know, but nobody wants to talk about.
Absolutely.
We should do a show and
Absolutely.
call it that. All the stuff you need to know, but nobody wants to talk about.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not it's not a big driver, but these are things if you want to start a business, you're going to need to know
Mhm.
that you need to keep your books, and that's where your QuickBooks and programs and software like that can be. But you also want to get those to somebody who, for a living, and not your cousin Steve, you want to get them to somebody third party, completely separate from you, and they're going to make sure that you don't go to jail.
Yeah, 100%. So
Hold up.
What am I doing here?
No,
What am I holding up for?
You're right. Hold tight. Take over and you keep talking.
Okay. Well, I can do that. So, David asked us to look at the infographics, and as you can see, the graphics on these infographics, it's not slouch work. There's actually some good graphic design work here. And we've all seen infographics, and they come in all sorts, and these may not be as detailed as some others that you may have seen that were custom made for those pages, but there's some actually really good stuff here that could be very useful. So I highly recommend going to Canva, checking out all this stuff. While we're waiting for David to come back, let's just let's look at something else. Let's say that you want to make a logo. Let's say you want to make a logo for your company. We're just going to go and use the logo generator. See how easy that is.
Let's create a logo
let's create
for
a logo.
simplylifesafety.com. No.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. And again, it's a little slow right now. My internet's a little janky. Unfortunately, it happens when I stream.
That's all right. We're just judging you.
They have pills for that now. So okay. So there are some pre-made ones here. The ones with the little crown are ones you actually have to be a subscribing member for. So
Pro, okay. So
But-
for $12 a month, $13 a month.
right, and it's not the end of the world. I mean, look, subscribe for $13, and for $13 you have yourself a very high quality one of the premium logos. But even if you don't want to pay for the premium, check this out. Let's just say, I don't know, choose this one.
That's
at
cool. I
random.
like that. Scroll down. One more. The where'd it go? Right there. The DC on the right hand side. DC.
You like this guy here? All right, let's use that one.
That
Okay.
guy right there.
Mm-hmm.
That guy right there. That's actually quite a popular style. There's a lot of brands that I have seen just within the past. I'm gonna say 6 months that have the initials inside and then the information on the outer ring, and it's pretty cool. Like actually, I'm working on getting us an affiliate link for the makers of my my lovely watch, the Original Grain Watch Company,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can have an affiliate link with them, because I like their product so much that I would love to talk with them. So also maybe trying to get some sponsor and things of that nature. But I believe their logo is very similar to this, and there is the solid cologne stuff that we had talked about in the past, something in Rourke.
Yeah.
That use something a similar layout. It's real striking. It's nothing. It's not complicated, but it attracts the eye right now. I mean, right now. Simply Life Safety. There we go. Look at there.
There you go. I mean, it's super. These things are super easy to edit. You can go in, edit the colors. You can change all the text. You could change the font if you want a different font.
Hey, what was the name of that fire protection company that we made up for fake to build that website?
Flashpoint Safety.
Flashpoint. There we go.
Yep. So you can do all of this for free. So there's no reason not to do it. Let's say you want this weird burger guy as your this weird French fry guy as your logo. Well, there you go. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but you totally could if you wanted to.
That's Potato Steve right there.
Potato Steve. So Potato Steve's House of Taters. We have your logo for you.
Yep. For all your tater needs, visit tatersteve.com.
So Canva.com is a lifesaver. Anybody who is in the stage of business, I highly recommend Canva.com. Get a free account. Look, I'm not being paid by Canva. I just think they have an amazing service. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's I mean we get paid $20-25 million per episode.
Well, look, I'm not bragging.
Sponsorships. So it's nice. Actually, no, that's I think I'm off by about $20-25 million. No.
You're so close.
So yeah, we was right there. So I mean, we don't do this. We don't. If somebody was to reach out and say, hey, we want you to push our product, and unfortunately for them, we're going to be brutal. Just
look,
brutal.
If the service sucked, I would
because we're brutal to all of them.
It's true.
Yeah, we're brutal to all of them. There are certain things that I've been on, and I said, you know what? It might be free, or I might have had a subscription, or they may have had a trial. I'm out. I don't want nothing to do with it. And I'm not going to tell you guys the name of it because I don't want anybody even to give them a hit on their website.
It's true. And look,
but I really do like the resumes. The resumes on here. Ooh, we got reports.
You got reports. You got planners. There's letterhead. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Great stuff. I like these reports here. These are nice.
Yeah, I'm looking at these reports going on.
These report covers.
I've got reports I've got to kick out every week.
Mm-hmm.
So if I do it this way, I mean, that's just one more thing that's going to stand out. So that as people get my reports, they can go, oh, that's this every week when I get this guy's report, his reports up here, everybody else's reports down here. Because right now my report is in line with everybody else's. There's nothing special about it at all. But starting next week, that's going to change.
There you go. Exactly. Look, there's no reason why you can't use this stuff. Again, it's free. Why not? You can be head and shoulders above your coworkers and competitors for free because they don't know about this. And if they do, they're not doing it. They're not using it. So again, Canva.com, highly recommended. And some of the things they have in here are Facebook ads, blog posts, things like that, which brings us to our next content hack, which, look, if these first two tools were just for fun, this last one this blew my mind when I first learned about this last tool. So let me just go back to my notes here so I get all the facts for you. So this next tool, basically,
Weston is bullet points.
Will basically look. It works though because there's a lot of information. Well, basically,
there is. We're actually okay. Hold on, I got to interrupt you. I've got to interrupt you because it's 7:59.
Yeah.
But even with the interruption, we're actually going to get through the agenda tonight.
We will. It doesn't have quite as many bullet points as they normally have. So maybe we're
no.
Maybe we're right on at the sweet spot here as far as bullet points go. But so this next tool here actually just blew my mind when I first learned about it. So there are different tiers of usefulness. You can pay. I think you can get corporate accounts for hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month. I'm going to show you the free version, and the free version alone will change your life as far as writing content. So let's say you were looking at Canva and you see, you can make a great looking Facebook ad, but you can't write the copy for it. You don't know how to write ad copy, or you know that your website needs a blog. You don't know how to write blog copy. You don't really know how to include keywords and all of the make it sound right.
Yeah, the geographic stuff that you need in there, the marketing words, the keywords that you need in there, all those things that you need to really pull, in people in not only the market as far as the business that you're in, but the geographic footprint that you're in and all these things, you don't know how to do that. So you're telling me this thing's going to do it for me.
Right. So our next tool is called AnyWord. AnyWord.com. And again, different tiers. Sign up for the free service. I'm going to show you the free version now. So AnyWord.com, basically what it does is it scans millions of ads, blogs, social posts, web page, landing pages, product pages, and it looks at what works. It looks at really good copy. It looks at the grammar and the spelling and the word usage and the keywords. And what it does is the built-in AI, based on the very limited information that you can add, will write all of your copy for you. And we're going to show you how to do it right now. It's just insane that this actually exists. So let me just change screens here. I'm still working from one screen. Thank you. So when you first land on AnyWord.com, it's a little frustrating because it says start for free, but then that takes you to another page that tries to get you to pay again. Work your way through all that stuff, and eventually you will land on this page here. So AnyWord.com. This is the free version of the site, and of course it still wants you to upgrade if you want to. You don't need to, though, for the most part. Let's say that you want to write a blog post, right? Okay. Well, what do? You can use your favorite tools down here. This just gives you a listing of all the tools they have available. And all of this stuff is right here. So you have landing page copy, you have SEO, you have Facebook ads, Pinterest ads, Walmart product listings, and Amazon product listings, which is huge, Facebook posts. So all of this stuff right here. However, one of the things they also have is Blog Wizard over here. So you have a general editor, Blog Wizard, website personalization. Let's go to Blog Wizard. And we'll give you a couple of different examples of things that are easy enough to do. But I think it helps to see a general walkthrough of something like this because it's not ultra intuitive, but the content that it produces it's amazing what it can come up with the very limited information that you enter. So what you want to do is you want to start a new project and think of the project like a campaign. So a single campaign can have different things associated with it and can use the same content. A blog post, a landing page, a Facebook ad can all be part of the same project. And since there's part of the same project, the AI will look at the words that are used, the verbiage that is used, the phraseology that's used, work that in there, and it will actually make all of these different types of content uniform as far as how they sound, how they look, that sort of thing. So the first thing you want to do, at least when writing a blog post, is what is the blog post going to be about? Just a general description. And it gives you an example here. It would say a blog post on how to start an online store. David, what should we write a blog post about? Let's say, give me some copy here. What do we want to write a blog about?
Well, what?
How about
give me a topic?
All right, let's write a blog post about the dog
beer.
treats I create.
We love beer.
A beer?
No. Let's. Okay. Beer or dog treats? Take your pick. If it's going dog treats, you got to do the headline. If it's beer, I'll do it.
All right. Give me a headline. Give me a beer headline. Not even a headline. Just what is this blog about? We can't just say about beer.
Blog is a best brew for any time of the day.
Okay. A blog about the best beer any time of the day. You can't say brew. You need to give the AI something it can understand. It might not know the difference between beer and brew. Oh, David's having a whole different conversation over there. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going. So the next thing you want to enter is industry. So the industry, it would be, let's say, the beverage industry. I don't know. Let's see if it's bereavement. Alcoholic beverages is one of the choices. Okay, so some keywords that we can enter. And again, very limited information. Not even a full sentence as far as the description of the blog. The general industry. And alcoholic beverages in there. I mean, so many industries are labeled here. As far as keywords, you can use 2 keywords. So we're going to say beer. And we're going to say, what? Refreshment. 2 keywords. Now, as far as related keywords, these are going to be keywords that the AI deliberately tries to add into the copy for SEO purposes. So while beer and refreshment are there mainly so it kind of knows generally what you're talking about, these related keywords are ones that it will go out of its way to try and add those into the copy itself. So let's say beer, again, refreshment, again.
I think brew needs to be in there, my friend.
Brew can be in there. What else?
If we're wanting to resonate with a beer guy, you need the word brew in it.
I get it. So, but we can get back to that. Don't worry. We can change things at any point, and I'll show you how and why. So, what else? What other keywords can we add here? Because the more keywords you add, the more the AI has to work with.
Well, it's getting ready to be summertime. Let's add the word summer.
Okay, summer. So we have 4 keywords.
That gives us a time parameter or a season parameter.
So summertime.
Use the word sunny. Sunny. Use the word sunny.
Sunny. Okay.
Pool.
Pool. Okay.
Yep.
Or how about swimming?
BBQ.
Okay. So let's say that's enough. I mean, I think you can add like 25. What does it say? You can add 20 of those keywords.
20. Yep.
But let's move on. Let's hit next. And what this is going to do is it's going to generate a title for the blog. So a couple things you can see here is it generates a few different titles. And you can write your own. You can have it generate
refreshing beers to cool you down this summer. There you go. Right there's your headline. Right.
Well,
there.
so here's something else that's
money.
Here's something else that's pretty amazing. This score over here. What this is the predicted engagement score. So this is what the AI predicts the engagement of this post will be based on these keywords. So 79% is obviously the best.
I think 79. I think that 5 beers would be better as if let's say you were establishing yourself. I think it would be better later.
Right.
Let's say if we're starting, I think refreshing beers to cool you down this summer. That gives us a broad thing. Then once you're there, I guarantee you the 5 beers, because when you're telling people, you're giving them a countdown. All right, a lot of dudes drink beer. A lot of dudes drink beer, but every dude loves a list.
I agree.
Every
so this
dude
isn't
loves
necessarily and they do. So what I recommend doing in this case is you can only choose one at this point. Save these. Just copy and paste this into a spreadsheet somewhere. You can save it for later, because here's the thing. If you don't like any of the suggestions that it produces...
Wait. No, you copy and paste it, not just somewhere. You copy and paste it in your
Google
planner
Doc
that you got from
in your planner you got from Canva. There you go. Exactly. Or what you can do is, let's say you've copied and pasted this. At a future date, if you don't like any of the ones that are produced, you can actually go in and write your own. So you can actually go and paste it in here. And it will use your suggestion that you write in there. So we're actually going to go with refreshing beers to cool you down this summer. That's a great one.
Now, before we move on to the next step, if you're having some nice eggs and potatoes for breakfast, what beer would you recommend, West?
Eggs and potatoes for breakfast?
Eggs and potatoes, maybe a touch of bacon.
What beer for breakfast?
Well, yeah, it's the best time. And we got to start. Hey, breakfast is the most important beer of the day.
First of all, I'm not a kegs and eggs kind of guy. It's not really for me. But if I'm having eggs and potatoes, I probably want something that's going to sit with me. I might even say your Guinness that you got there.
Guinness wouldn't be a bad choice, but if it were me, I'm going to go with a Hefeweizen. I'm going to go with traditional Bavarian breakfast beer. I'm going to go with a Hefeweizen.
Okay.
All right, then. Now we've established what we're drinking in the morning. Moving on. So you're pouring your beer there.
I am.
I mean, I like all of the titles that they gave. I would rate them differently pending where I am in my scale. It would definitely be on a wouldn't be a severe bell, but there would definitely be an arc to it.
Right. So
if I were already established, yes, that 5 beers to enjoy is great. But for a number one out the gate, refreshing beers to cool you down this summer, that hits, that tells you exactly what you're going to do. And no, we're not talking about Bud Light seltzers.
Right. And remember though, it's not about the beer. Let's forget about beer for a second. We shouldn't have got this on beer because we're getting excited here.
All right, whoa,
it's not
wait
about
a minute. Now,
so
whoa.
so
The
what this
whole
is
reason-
so what this is this is AI telling you what it views based on the keywords and what it knows from the millions of other posts that it has, what is likely to get the most engagement. Now, you may not want to talk about this list, and that's fine. It's not saying that you have to. And again, you can even take some of this verbiage and you can rewrite it to how you would write it. Say you like the general theme, but you don't like some topics here. You can write your own. That's fine. Or you can choose one of the others and change it as you go. And I'll show you how. So let's say we want to go with refreshing beers to cool you down this summer. You hit next, and it's going to create a general outline. Now remember, the only things that we added ahead of time were, what is this blog about? The industry, a couple of keywords, and some general keywords that it should add to the copy. And what it did was, it created this really great title, and that's an engaging title.
Now I'm reading that article.
Right, exactly. And now what it did is it created a general outline of what the blog is. And by this, it breaks it down into sections, okay? Now these sections, think about them like paragraphs. The opening paragraph would be the best light lager. The second could be the best session IPA. And see, it actually knows, it does the background research as far as these different types of beer. And you don't have to keep them in this order, and you don't have to keep all of these sections. In fact, you can trash every one of these. You can write your own if you want to.
Right.
Or you can generate brand new ones.
I'm gonna get rid of the wheat beer. I'm gonna move the Radler up.
Right, and you can even generate brand new ones. Let's say hypothetically we don't like these. Let's say we want to generate new ones. You go in, you generate new ones. Let's see what it comes up with next. The drink, the glass. You can talk about why beer.
Can we go back?
This time? You can say, well, unfortunately not. You kind of lost those. But we can generate again and see what comes up with next. Pairing with food. The glass to use. Let's see.
You know,
lagers for daytime. Wheat beers for breakfast.
Wheat beers for breakfast.
That. See, it knew you, David.
I called it.
Look, the AI knew you.
Yes. So I like it. This is really good. I mean, you can use this. So let's say you're doing this for a blog post. Mm-hmm. You could literally take this type of content that it's creating. We're not even finished yet. Mm-hmm. This type of content that it's creating and use it in its own presentation format back over on Canva.
Right, absolutely. And look, I'm going to show you. It gets better than this. We're still not done yet. Okay, so we've got the general.
Wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. So we got the general layout. Now these are the themes of the different paragraphs, and we're going to say it's writing an intro paragraph for us right now.
Now, West, I know you've done this. If I say the word, I'm wordsmithing the website, you know what that means, right?
I've used that phrase a couple of times, yes.
So yes. So for those of you out there who don't know, when you're wordsmithing something, you are literally going word for word through the entirety of the website. And you're making sure you're not repeating phrases. You're making sure that it's actually saying what you want it to say and that it's easily consumed by the person on the other side of the screen. Mm-hmm. And I've only done it out. I've got limited experience where West, I mean, this is his world. I've got limited experience in this, but I can tell you that had I known that something like this existed,
right,
it would have saved me. I mean, I have spent, and you guys don't, because it's not what you do. I bet 80 hours of labor in my own world, and there were 10 of us sitting in a room, wordsmithing a single website.
Right. Absolutely.
Not 10 people all the time. There are people come in and out, but still we're talking 10 people times 8 hours a day. And then we wouldn't do the whole day. Let's say we did 3 hours a day. That labor. So when you guys hear about how much it costs to make a website, back in the day before this stuff was here, it's because there was a lot of labor involved in it. This is kind of blowing my mind, man.
Absolutely. And here's the thing.
This is really cool.
Up to this point, now it's taken us a while because we keep talking, which is fine. We're describing what's happening. But the only information that we actually entered was this right here, right?
Yeah.
So everything that we've done up to this point could have been done in less than 3 minutes. And look, now we already have the title.
And that's very important because we've done this before in the past where we're going to see how, okay, this actually goes pretty quick, but you got me on here. So nothing, nothing goes. No, I will never, ever allow stuff just to go straight through. I always have to stop, interrupt, and explain and talk to you guys because, if you're out there trying, let's say you're building a business of making Christmas ornaments, or you're building a business of doing this, or a blog, or a YouTube video, or a YouTube channel. There's a lot of work that goes into the background of those channels, and a lot of work that goes into the background of any successful business that you don't always see. And sometimes it looks very easy from the other side.
Right.
So I like to really take those stops and really drive home how much actual work there is and why this is so exciting for me, because this is days and days and days of labor that I just got to save. I got to put all of that back in my pocket.
People spend hours and hours and hours not only brainstorming blog ideas, but then writing it out. And like you said, wordsmithing and going word by word, sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph. And everything we've done so far, we could have done in less than 3 minutes. And we already have a great title, a very engaging title, an entire outline. And now we get to choose the opening paragraph. And here's the great thing. So let's say we like this top paragraph here. In the summertime, it's tempting to reach for a cold glass of lemonade, iced tea, or juice when you need something refreshing to drink on a hot day. While these beverages will cool you down, they won't give you the kind of satisfaction that comes with sipping on something alcoholic.
All right. So now
we can always, but here's the thing: we can always change this. We can always say you want to work brewing here.
So now,
let's say we want to change this.
Sipping on a cold craft brew. So we have now done 3 words versus all of it.
Right. Exactly. And that's where beer comes in. A few of our favorite refreshing beers are described below. Now, you can change all of this. You can change something alcoholic to, let's see, a fine. I can't type. A fine craft brew. Okay.
That is the way of the world. I can type, I'm making this number up. Nobody ever challenge me, please. 130 words a minute as I'm just sitting here. But if I'm typing and there's people in the room, if I get 7 words a minute, that's a record.
Right. So now we have our opening paragraph, which is awesome. Yeah. We hit next, and we hit continue to editor. Now, what this is going to do is this is going to give us an editor that will help us write for us, essentially, the rest of this blog post. So as you can see, you have your different sections here laid out, and you can always add new sections. You can have you can edit any part of these at any time.
Okay. Look right there. Pumpkin spiced beers for fall.
AI knew this.
I mean, I selected beer because it's something we've talked about a lot.
See, it even knew what types of beers are good for different seasons.
Yeah, so it knows that,
stouts and porters for winter.
Pumpkin. Yeah, pumpkin is where. What does it say? Stouts. I'm sorry, scroll because it's behind us.
Down here it says stouts and porters.
Stouts and porters. Yeah, stouts and porters for winters. You get the heavily spiced beers like the Vinox, which is Christmas beer. You have a lot more overtones, flavorful overtones on those beers that can really warm you up when drinking them. So.
Absolutely.
Makes me want to drink a beer. I think I will.
So there's a couple different ways that you can actually have it write the different sections for you. One, it's actually recommended, and I would recommend doing this too, where it says, say you get onto a section, this little box pops up next to it that says generate with AI. Now, you can enter up to 15 characters of text to give it something to work with. You can also add new keywords for this section. So, what would be just a very quick phrase that you'd want to add for loggers for daytime, or even let's say wheat beers for breakfast?
No. Let's go with loggers for daytime. That's where we were. Let's use the word clear, crisp,
Okay.
Let's use the word refreshing.
Oh, you're talking about keywords. Okay.
Yeah, those are our
So,
keywords,
so
right?
instructions are generally
We're
going to
going
be.
to enter our keywords, and then it's going to generate the
Well, so
copy.
again, there's a couple things. So one is instructions
Okay.
here, and this is just like a general, very quick 15-character phrase that could give the AI something to work with. Now keywords you can also add here too. So let's say, now these are the keywords that we already added. So these don't necessarily work.
Okay.
But we can. Let's add new ones here. Okay. So what are those keywords again?
Crisp, clear, and refreshing.
Okay. It takes a second here to get those added.
Yeah.
1 second.
This thing about Guinness, man, it goes down faster. I mean, it's a easy drinking beer.
Guinness is delicious. The Irish know how to do it. Now, what would you say for a quick for just a very
I think
brief
you might
phrase?
be a little biased.
I'm a little biased on the Irish part. So what is a very quick phrase that you'd say about loggers for daytime to give the AI some instruction?
Well, I need a kind of a synopsis of, or kind of a general. What are we trying to
What makes loggers great, especially when you're day drinking?
Any beer shared with Dave is a good beer.
Okay. I'll just say a beer best shared with friends.
Sharing a beer with friends is the best part of any day. There you go.
Okay, now
This is why they pay me the big bucks, guys. Just so you know,
it's true,
because I can come up with baloney like that really easy.
Now we're hitting generate, and we're seeing what it comes up with. This is loggers for daytime. Okay, the best beers for a BBQ or a sunny day at the beach or are pale loggers. Okay, I can't read either. From
I think they
Grolsch
meant
or
Kolsch.
Yeah, and you can edit
I think
this
they
too.
meant Kolsch there.
And you can edit this
which
too.
is easy to fix. Yeah,
right. So
and Peroni. Now Peroni is a beer that I've got some people that are just against, but I like Peroni, especially if you can get it on draft. And there's a couple places that get on draft. Actually, tomorrow night I'm gonna have it on draft.
Mm-hmm.
Easy to drink, quality, taste too, not too heavy. Even drinking all day, not only will it keep you cool, they nice pair nicely with most grilled foods. Yeah, I like it.
So here's the thing.
There's nothing wrong in that statement.
Exactly. So you can edit all of this. You can add to all of it. You can add to any part of this. And remember, when you're exporting this to a blog, let's say you're going through Canva that makes adding images very, very easy. Guess what? You can add images at any point.
Yeah.
So you can do this for every section of your blog, which is fantastic. So it just wrote all of this copy for me. You could literally, without any idea what you want to write at all, not even a hint of an idea, in less than 10 minutes, you can have your blog complete and professionally written. Because this is pulling from data that it gathers from all over the internet. This is AI driven at its best. This is incredible. David, tell me
and the only thing that you have to look out for is just as we had with the this person does not exist. All you got to do is go clean up the little fragments here and there.
Right. Now let's say you're a little paranoid. We're
talking saving you days and days of work right there.
Right. And here's something else just for extra peace of mind, especially with copy. Everybody's always worried about plagiarism. Guess what? Has an automatic check for plagiarism thing here, just in case the AI might be pulling a little bit too much from another source. Check for plagiarism. What's it say? 100% unique text.
Love it.
100%. Let's see what this says. 100% unique text.
I on the other hand, when it comes to plagiarism, I don't honestly care. I am one of those oddball people that are like, you know what? If you've done something that I can use, that's the whole reason. So if somebody here, you guys all have this is my official rights to you. Okay. If I write something or print something or send something out or see something and you guys want to use it, you have the right to use it. I want you to use what I say and build upon and make it your own and grow humanity.
Well, who was it that said,
I will never flag you for plagiarism.
Who was it that said good artists?
People are quoting me.
Who was it that said good artists copy, but great artists steal? I think that might have been Picasso, maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But somebody said that, and I got to tell you.
Don't quote me on quoting that.
But I got to tell you, when you go to art school, they don't accept that as an excuse. I'm just letting you know.
So as I have taken college classes, it's just kind of a hobby. I'm like, hey, I want to know more about this, or I want to know more about that. But certain colleges or certain schools I go to, they're like, hey, you have to take this class, this introductory class, which almost always includes this plagiarism thing in it.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I've had to do that, I have went back and written about how it's baloney, how it's BS, and that you should be able to utilize and use these people's information. Yes, I want to give them credit, but I also want to be able to use them in the context that I want to use them.
You can.
Period.
It's called quotes and footnotes. So I've gotten very good at those. So very, very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to in order to pass a handful of classes, but the crazy thing was at one point I was doing a literature class, and it was I've been doing business writing for 20 freaking years, and now I'm writing these stories for this literature class. At the same time, I'm doing psych as well, which I absolutely love psychology. It's probably one of the coolest things I've ever been in. And, I barely made the grade in the lit class because I kept citing it based upon the psych class. And this guy wanted, AMA, and this guy wanted FMLA or whatever it is. That's Family Medical Leave Act. But there's two different sides. That's how much I didn't care about. I had to take the lit class because I was doing this. And so I had to take both of them. And I'm over here like, all right, yeah, whatever. All right. I'm writing it all out. I'm typing and everything. It's submitted, done. But I'm doing all the site work. I was 98, 99 percentile in my site class.
Yeah.
And with Dr. William Hanna, who was a great instructor, and he did a phenomenal job and made it all-encompassing. But he had me, he had that class had to cite it on one side, and the lit class had to cite it on the other side. And I was like, I'm just going to cite it all this way, so I'm not flipping back and forth.
Now
And
imagine
I barely made it past one class and did very well in the other.
Now imagine if you could have AI write your college papers for you.
You don't think I've already thought about setting this thing up to exactly do that thing?
Look,
For those of you guys out there who watch us and who may be going to shul here in the near future, you could literally use this technology
you totally could
to write your papers.
You could use this technology to write your papers, and then you could put it on a Canva presentation. And then if you need a screenshot of people's faces that are creepily realistic, go to thispersondoesnotexist.com, and you got that too.
Thispersondoesnotexist.com.
Or look, honestly, I think if you had
Grindr.com.
Well, look, deepfake technology is a heck of a thing.
We're not going to use the word deep when talking about Grindr, bud.
Anyway, so what you want to do is you want to go to
anyword.com.
Anyword.com. And so
that's really cool. This is of the three, which while I loved Canva, I did love Canva. That was a really cool site. I think anyword.com is going to take the cake for me tonight.
So I got something else for you that you're going to love. So when you are creating your content,
there's more. If you use your credit card today,
there's even more, because here's the great thing. What is one of the most important things that we always talk about when creating content? You need to know who you're talking to, right? So what do we always
Yes.
What do we always talk about?
So we've even mentioned it earlier, this thing about targeting your avatar.
Exactly.
Carving your customer profile.
Now you may have noticed this other little tab down here. Customer personas.
You got a customer personality.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Which
I can't see,
is
it's behind me, but so I assumed it said
company. Oh,
okay, yeah.
You. So here it is.
That's
so customer
great.
personas. Now check this out. You can actually add your customer avatar that you've already developed because you listen to us so much. You can well, these images are ridiculous because they're not real people.
If on a side note here, not a side note, this is a note. If you are watching us and you have a business and you have not created your customer avatars as of yet, what the frig is wrong with you? Both of us work for companies, and I do sales and business management and development. West is marketing and advertising.
Mm-hmm.
We're telling you, and the amount of times that we've told you and how in depth we've went into this, it should really impress upon your mind how important it is.
Absolutely, 100%. So
we don't do, I don't do anything, and I try to teach the companies that I work with to always speak to their avatar. When they do things to resonate with their avatar, they are talking to a person, and to do their due diligence in creating that person.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who listen, guess what? Those are the people that are ridiculously successful.
100%. And we need to do another show very soon on building that customer avatar, because even
I think so.
Platforms like AnyWord realize with AI generating this stuff, even the AI needs to know who to speak to. It's going to use different.
Who am I talking to? Am I talking to my grandma? What was your? I love your examples. Am I talking to my grandma or am I talking to the frat boy? Who am I talking to?
You're going to use very different language.
Very different language, bro.
Yeah, there you go. So you can actually enter.
Bruh, you sent me a picture of a candle. Completely different conversation.
Right. Exactly. So even the AI in AnyWord needs, well, you don't need to, but it really helps if the AI knows who it's speaking to. So that's why you have this here.
Yeah.
So highly recommended that you also add it calls them customer persona, we call it customer avatar, into the platform, because that's also going to affect how the AI writes to your preferred audience. So again, go to anyword.com, have it create the content for you. In fact, here's what I've actually thought about doing. I think we need to do a whole show that is completely generated by AI. We need to do a show that AI creates all of the content, and we're literally just there to present it.
No. We go to thispersonsnotreal.com or thisisnotarealperson.com or whichever that website is. What is it? Thispersondoesnotexist.com.
Yep.
We create people there. Then we take it over to the app that you were talking about earlier, and we do the facial movement so that complete different presenters. So as we're talking, our cameras are presenting this, and our facial movements are being represented on the screen by this person that doesn't exist through another AI software reading the copy that's sent to us by AnyWord.
Yeah, 100%. Isn't that incredible that you could actually do this now? And
that would be, I got to tell you, that would be part of my English. That would be badass.
And here's the thing. Even some of the voice generating software right now isn't the worst in the world. It's not great, but it's getting better all the time.
Dibs on Vader.
Well, ones that actually sound like they could potentially be a real person. But honestly, who's going to look at this photo and say...
Dibs on Morgan Freeman.
There you go. I'll take that. That's good. But honestly, who's going to look at some of these photos and say, this isn't a real person? You could honestly put this, aside from this weird potato mutant behind her, it's behind your photos, nobody else can see it. But you can honestly take this, create a social media profile, and nobody would know this isn't a real person. Because it doesn't look like
Potato Steve back there.
It doesn't look like
fun of Potato Steve.
It doesn't look like a stock photo. It looks like a real photo.
It's good. I love the coloring. I love the shade of it.
So some other things. I'll get into this.
There's some symmetry and some asymmetry in the picture, but a lot in there. It's really nice.
Right.
It's really done very well.
So here's the really great thing.
Oh, look at there.
Yeah. Look, honestly, and here's the thing. It adds slight wrinkles, facial marks here. It leaves small blemishes in the skin to add that realism. I mean, it's
on
a
a more personal note. I love seeing wrinkles up here. That means somebody has smiled their whole life. That's a good thing.
Right. If you don't have smile marks, you're doing something wrong with your life.
Yeah, you've done something wrong, man. You're not living the life you're meant to live. We're not meant to be all like humdrum all the dang time.
Like serial killer Steve here on the
Yeah,
on the screen.
yeah, that guy. Here we go. Here, I'm the guy who lived next door on the interview. Well, he was always quiet. He was always such a nice guy and quiet.
Yeah. So, ladies, if you're ever on a blind date and the guy shows up and looks at you like this, go the other direction.
Yeah, that's not cool.
The AI isn't always friendly. But you
that
know,
lady is a librarian.
If you need, well, I was thinking local politician. I was thinking she might be
could be city council.
City councilwoman. Yes.
Yeah.
So you got that. So
Librarians.
So here's the thing. So it also adds like weird, like this little pink mark on the side of her head. I don't know what's happening, but the AI doesn't always get it right. But generally speaking, these are great.
This just looks like a chick who went through the collar run. That's all.
Well, but here's the thing. Every one of these is unique. You could click on this a million times and never get the same photo twice.
That was good. I like that one.
Exactly. You wouldn't guess that's fake. That looks like a real person.
Hair and stuff. I mean, look at it. You see the hair on the side there and everything.
Right. It looks like a real person.
Where it's like you got some wind or something. This guy wears white New Balances while mowing his grass. That guy was on his collegiate rowing team.
Yeah,
clearly.
So again, AI doesn't always understand hats, but it tries.
That's fine.
It tries.
It's trying to highlight it.
But who would look at this and say that's not a real person?
I'm a little jealous of the flat hairline, but whatever.
My point is, there are these tools that we only showed you 3 tools, but I'm telling you, with these 3 tools, you can create amazing content 100% for free. That we showed you today.
Those 3 tools and the 2 tools that host these shows is all you need.
It's true. This show is full of tools, and David and I are the most useful ones. Well, look,
I'm not. To be flat out honest, I was
biased.
not very useful tonight because all of these things tonight, these are all outside of my box. All of these things reside, but I am extremely excited because I guarantee you, I'm going to be using Canva this week.
Yep. So again,
it is Wednesday before Friday. I will be using Canva.
So Canva, and look, I highly recommend it.
And AnyWord. I will probably use an AnyWord because I do an update show for my groups that I've talked to you about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna go to AnyWord and work with Canva between the 2 of them and kind of see if I can create something a little more visual impact.
Right. Because here's the thing. You saw how little information we added, just a few keywords and a couple, like, not even complete sentences, and it produced all that content for us. It's AI driven, meaning the more information you add, the more you actually type in, the more robust the content is going to be. So all those little sections where you could go in and add more whenever you wanted to, guess what? The more you add in there, you can hit generate again, and it's going to feed on that new information you just added, and it's going to spit out twice the amount of information that you added, and it's all AI driven. So I mean, there's no reason not to use this tool. 100% for free, at least the section that we showed you.
Yeah, very. I mean, and again, I know you made a comment about this a couple times about the amount of time that we spent on it between us talking about it and going over the steps. Mm-hmm. And how long it would have actually taken you. One of these days, I'll come here, I'll put a piece of tape over my mouth. We'll let you do your thing.
Well, no, I wasn't complaining.
We may be able to see how short of time this really is. So some people, you may look at that and go, man, it took you guys an hour and a half. Well, we went through 3 topics in that hour and a half. And to be honest, if it were Wes just banging this out, sitting in his office, just saying, "Hey, this has to get done." I mean, we're talking 3.5, 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could
in AnyWord. Now I'm copying that over to Canva. Mm-hmm. Now I've got it in a presentation 25 minutes later, and now I'm going to take it over to my this person does not exist, and I'm going to add a little bit of character to it and some things, so we can have a presented, let me rephrase that, a hosted by a fake person presentation in an hour and a half in the time that we did this.
Honestly, and
something that would have taken a design and animatron or a animation studio a year to make in the past.
Right. And we may do a show like that just to show you what it would turn out like. And here's the thing, David, if we do a show like that, let's do it.
I want to be a skinny person.
Well, let's do that. If we do the show, let's do that show and then not edit any of the content out. Whatever the AI adds, we leave it. And if it turns out to be batcrap crazy, all the better. But I'll bet it'll turn out. I'll bet it'll turn out spot on, more professionally than you and I would produce on our own.
Oh, absolutely no way. No way is it less professional than us. Here, I'll drink to that.
Exactly. So,
is there a spot where we can tell the AI that it has to leave dead air so they can both drink at the same time?
That would be awesome. We should totally do that. But here's the thing. So here's actually one thing that I want to find out. So I know that this person does not exist.com. There's a little note down here in the corner. It's behind my photo, but it says it was produced by.
We're back on your we're on your background. I don't know.
There
what
it
you
is.
did there.
All right.
There you go. Now
it was produced by NVIDIA and a couple of other companies. But I really wish they had some demographic information you could add before it generated the photo. Because think about that. That'd be kind of cool. Let's say you want to have a middle-aged African-American man with a mustache and an eye patch. Okay, why not? Add those things in there, AI generates it. I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time before you can get that precise with these sorts of things.
I'm just wondering what you're selling, a middle-aged African-American man with an eye patch.
Monocles.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. I'm in.
Come on, man. What else would you sell?
I'm in. Let's do it.
The monocle market's coming back. It's coming back.
It's coming back. It's going to be a thing.
So, but we've been on here for a long time. I think
that was pretty good. I mean, that was a good show. We got through our whole entire topic tonight, which, for those of you in Rio Linda, that does not happen very often.
It's rare. It's rare
at all. It was literally a unicorn here tonight. But it was great. It was great content. I loved it. It was good. It got me excited. I got a couple things that I'm going to be able to use going forward. Some things that I think will be very valuable to not only me and you, but to the guys and girls out there that are trying to develop their business. And we were able to do all of this spending $0.
$0.
So if your budget is at least $0, you can do this.
Right. So exactly.
When I hear people talk to me about, monetary limitations, I don't typically respond well to those types of scenarios.
I respond very well because that's where I shine. I'm like, you're talking to the right guy.
Well, I have a problem because if you're honestly believing that you can't do it because you don't have $1 million budget, I'm sorry, or a multi-million-dollar budget, I'm sorry, you're missing out on a ton of stuff that you could be doing and capturing. So if you're saying you have to have $1 million, to me that means you have not built your proper avatar. You don't know who you're speaking to. B, you are wanting to outsource all of it to some company who probably doesn't know what the hell you do.
Right. We've seen that.
And yes, we have actually seen that. And C, it looks like our images have froze over on Facebook. I don't know what's going on over here.
I don't know. It looks everything looks fine from my end. But
all right, yeah.
We have been going for a while. We probably don't wrap it up.
It literally just paused over on my screen over here. So it's fine. I don't know what happened. Why I did it. But anyway, so there's those multiple things when I hear people tell me that, hey, I don't have the budget for this. I can't afford that. Like, I'm sorry. If you have the dedication and drive to actually grow your business and you have a budget of $0 and time, you can afford to do every single thing that we're doing. If you see the big companies out there do it, let's say, who has some of the best marketing? We actually talked about that, some of the best marketing campaigns. And I had on up high on my list was Every Kiss Begins with K.
That's good branding. That's great branding.
Very powerful, very simple. It utilizes some basics out of their name and some shaded imagery. Right. So we're not talking a high end visual impact. We're talking, innuendo. We're talking we're creating this idea that there's something there. You're not really sure what it is, but there's something there. And you can make that same level of impact with that budget.
Absolutely. 100%.
Zero. All it takes is your dedication to do it. So don't tell me you don't have the funds to do it. Don't tell me you don't have the resources to do it. Baloney.
It's true, though. You're 100% right.
And you have two people, guys, right here. There.
Over there. There you go.
That hand. That one.
You got it.
There we go. That literally will help you do it and show you. So if all you got to do is reach out to us, we'll help you and we'll let you grow and step you through it. We will not do the work for you. We will show you how to do the work.
Look,
so
give a man a fish versus teach him how to fish. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's you're 100% right though. You're 100% right. If you have time and you have the will, you can compete with the big kids. You just need to get over the idea that you need $1 million because you don't. You don't need $10. This stuff you can do and play on that level at no cost. So I think that was a good night. I appreciate all you guys for watching. We've had some good conversation. Laura L. Lyons Black said, hi, guys. So hi, Mom. Thanks for watching. Thank you.
That was 35 minutes ago, but thanks for watching.
We got you eventually.
And I know she's down in Florida right now, so I hope you're having a good time.
Oh, yeah, nice. You're a good son, David Leffingwell.
I had nothing to do with it. Not this time. So I think that about wraps it all up for us tonight, don't you think?
That's it. We've had a great show. So we'll be back next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and YouTube. David has a lot of Guinness to drink
left, so I've only got one Guinness left.
Oh, well, then it'll be a quick night then. Okay, so I've been West. This guy's been West's friend David, and we'll see you next time.
Did you hear that, Lennon? West friend David.
Yeah, take that, John Lennon.
Take that.